welcome everyone who was able to join us for this week's Motivation Monday. My name is Rachel Schrader, and I am super excited to start your week off right on a high note, getting you motivated and excited for your week ahead. This week specifically, we'll be talking about writing your sales script, how to get that perfect script down, and then ending with our tip for this week. So we want to start here with sales scripts. You might have mixed feelings about them. I have mixed feelings about them, but when you do it right, it can be so helpful and such a great tool to have in your back pocket. But I can't emphasize enough, if you're going to use a sales script, you have about 10, 15 seconds, those first 10 to 15 seconds, you have to get that right. You have the time, you got about the time it takes Usain Bolt to run the 100 meters to do it right. So we got to make sure that the beginning of our sales script is locked down pat. So I kind of want to emphasize the very beginning of it and just getting us started on how to write a sales script. Hopefully, we're all using open-ended questions. No, we don't want to, hey, how are you? That's an open-ended question, but maybe not the best one to get the ball rolling here. And when we're opening, make sure to introduce yourself. And it's so, so important that you are genuinely yourself. Because what happens if you have this perfect pitch at the beginning and then something comes up and they say, hey, can I call you back tomorrow? But you're also making several calls later in the day and they call back tomorrow and your tone is different because you aren't being genuinely yourself on that first initial call. Your goal at the very beginning of this is to find out, can I help you with health insurance? Are you someone who needs help? And am I going to be able to help you? So very quickly, we're going to find out, is this conversation worth pursuing? So find out what are those 1-2 open-ended questions you want to hit at the beginning. How are you going to quickly introduce yourself and make sure you're staying authentic to yourself? From there, our next step is we need to do a little bit of fact finding. So if step 1 was, am I able to help you with health insurance? Our goal in this fact finding is to get information to then propose a solution. We've already identified, hey, I am someone who is able to help you with insurance. Now I need information to find out what can I offer as a solution. Some of the questions we can start with, do you currently have insurance? Okay, is it an ACA plan, private? Is it through your employer or on a spouse's plan? Are you on a family plan? That can make a really big difference. What were your medical expenses like last year? How often did you use your health insurance? Do you like your current plan? All of this will help us get set up to kind of eliminate options that won't be a good fit and also rise to the top of those products and packages that we can put together that might be a better solution for our clients. And once we've found out this information, you can obviously add more questions, change these up to what you like. Whatever is going to get you to a point where you understand their needs, then you can offer a solution. Focus on the value. What is this going to do for them? What is this going to give them? Everyone wants to know what's in it for me. Make sure we're focusing on what's the value of this plan to our client. Reiterate what's important to them. I also can't stress that enough. If they're telling you, hey, I really need a co-insurance plan because I have to see my doctor every couple of months, XYZ, make sure you're reiterating, hey, in this plan I've just talked to you and shown you through, is that copay plan because I know you said that was important to you. They're going to feel heard. So important. And make sure you're explaining how this would work for them. So that's just the beginning of your sales script. We want to open it up and find out am I able to help you with health insurance? If you can't, then, we've found that this isn't going to be a good conversation worth pursuing. Have a great day. Let's move on to the next. We get that call and we find out through our sales script, hey, I can help this person. Let me find out some more information so I can ultimately provide them with a solution. And this is happening really, really quick. Your sales script, it's moving in the pace of a conversation. And so find out what's too many questions, what maybe isn't enough to get me to a point where I can provide a solution, and find that perfect balance and use that, run with it. My final things on sales scripts. You do need to be yourself. Like I said, if you have to call them back, they call you back, we want to make sure your tone, your personality matches that initial call. They know you're genuinely being yourself. They're going to want to work with you. Make sure that you adjust your script to the conversation. If they tell you, hey, I am on a private plan with my family, okay, let's adjust this conversation to focus on family deductibles and everything associated with costs there. And please try new things. Try different questions. Try a different order of questions. Don't be afraid to put different options on the table. Figure out what works best. Picking your script, writing your perfect sales script takes time. It's not a one and done. It's a work in progress. And some of our don'ts. Don't pitch too early. That's probably the number one mistake I see when I'm talking with agents on their selling practices. If you're calling someone up and you are going right into your solutions of, hey, I have this great plan that would be a great fit for you, the client as a consumer is really put off by that. You don't know me, you don't know my situation. How can you say you have a better fit for me? And it's really going to change their way of approaching this conversation. They're going to be closed off and think, you don't actually care about me. You want a sale because you said you know what's best for me without knowing me. So writing your script, the number one mistake you can do is start pitching your sale, your product too early. Make sure you wait on that. And don't be rigid. A sales script should be flexible. Like on the do side, adjust your script. On the don't, being too rigid. If you think you have to go through steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in that particular order, sometimes it's just not going to make sense. If your script, you're going through your questions and one of them pertains to a question above, well, if the next one isn't relevant, just skip it. Don't ask it. Otherwise, it seems really silly and maybe we're not listening to that client because we're asking them a question we kind of already know the answer to. So make sure that your script is flexible. If I get an answer here, I can skip over to this. I don't need these questions in the middle. Make sure it feels tailored to your client, but you have structure so you know exactly where to go next. Now, the tip of the week goes hand in hand with sales scripts. My tip is trial and error. Test your script out. How are you going to know what's working and what isn't working? Well, this is my little back pocket when I got started with really trying to perfect my sales script was I would call people I know, my friends, my family, and I would go into my sales script and see how it went. At the end, I'd explain, hey guys, it's me, Rachel. I want your honest feedback on what did you think about how I opened this? What kind of turned you off the conversation that made you want to end it quickly? And really pick their brains because they're in my circle. They want me to be successful. They're going to give me honest feedback, whether I want it or not, but I do want it. I want the feedback. So you can call them on a private number, go through your sales script, use it, ask for the feedback, not just the things that you did well, but really ask them, what didn't you like? What do you think I could have done better? What would have made you more inclined to continue the conversation? And from there, make adjustments. Change it up. Continue to look at this as a work in progress. We all know health insurance is changing on the regular. Make sure that your script is being fluid with that as well. Try a different way of wording something. And once you find something that works, stick with it. If it's working consistently, why change up a good thing? Thank you, everyone, so much for hopping on today. If you don't have a sales script, maybe it's time to start thinking about it. New year, maybe a new game plan. Test out what's working, what doesn't work. Try out different questions, different ordering of them, and see what works best for you. And I hope that once you do that, you continue to tailor it and adjust it for your clients and for the insurance industry as a whole. Make your clients feel like each conversation is built for them, but it's going to be easier for you to follow along of where to go next in your conversation. Thank you. Happy Monday. Have a great week and happy selling. Thanks, everyone.